Ian Wright made the point there about 5 goals. It might be worth mentioning that if England get hold of this game properly, it'll be a good opportunity, Trevor Brooking, to improve the goal difference, because if it finishes tight in this group between Turkey, who incidentally I've heard are 3 goals up already tonight against Liechtenstein, and England, then it might boil down to goal difference.
Well, I wouldn't underestimate that as a possibility, because certainly now having won in against Slovakia, 2 games against Turkey, could end up with 3 points apiece, and then certainly goal difference can count. I think initially you go out to win the match this evening. An early goal would settle everyone, particularly that lad, and certainly I'm expecting England to win, and hopefully, as I say, we can enjoy a performance as well.
Well, the crowd at Southampton, as Gary said, it's over 100 years since an international was played in this city, are going to give the 2 teams an appropriate welcome here. Now, how many goals are they going to see? Because Sven-Göran Eriksson's best winning margin for England is 4. They've had a couple of 4-0s against Mexico and Paraguay, and that memorable 5-1 in Germany. Can they equal or better that tonight, I wonder? Or are we asking for too much? We shall see after the national anthems. But before that, a folk hero down here in Southampton, the incomparable Matt Le Tissier. 2 fine number 7s there, and reminder of all the goals he scored at the old ground at the Dell, which in a way enabled Southampton to stay in the Premiership and build this stadium. He's regarded down here in almost what would you say, Trevor? He's almost, they used to worship him down here.
No, they still do. I can remember him going over to take the corner kicks, and they all were bowing to him and salute. And quite right, he has a video of his best goals. Well, there'll be plenty on it, because some of them quite spectacular that only he could have scored.
One of them, of course, was the last goal at the Dell. Quite an emotional moment, that, and Sven-Göran Eriksson didn't have the privilege of being able to pick Matt Le Tissier, but one of the 2 of his predecessors did, and he didn't quite get as many caps as his outstanding talent deserved, in our opinion, but there you go. Certainly got the evening off to a boisterous start, the appearance of Le Tissier, and now it will calm down a little, we hope, for the national anthems, particularly if it's respected properly, the Macedonian anthem, which I think at the moment, with all the talk of respect and racism, we ought to hope that we put our own house in order here.
Please now stand. For the national anthems.
Good applause there. That was certainly more respectful than coach and the supporters applaud the anthem. Now then, the teams. 3 changes from the side that won in Slovakia. Sol Campbell now has the stomach for the fight. He replaces Gareth Southgate. Wayne Bridge makes his first competitive start for England. And so too does Alan Smith, the 21-year-old lead striker, who was drafted in this morning, Trevor, in place of Emil Heskey, who has a thigh strain.
Well, a great chance for Alan Smith to link up again with Owen. I think the left side is a lot of attention focused on that. Wayne Bridge has got a few mentions, but I also think Ashley Cole, with the confidence to know he can get beyond Bridge and know he can cover as a left back, I think Cole will also be quite a key factor down the left-hand side.
Well as Heskey, also missing, despite morning stories to the contrary, George Bristow, the former Barnsley striker, who has not joined up with the Macedonian squad, but they do have a South Yorkshire connection in number 4, Gotsei Sidlovsky, who played a handful of games for Sheffield Wednesday. Number 10, Artem Shaqiri, was refused a work permit when Bolton wanted to sign him, and number 11, Vlatko Grozodowski, at 19, the youngest player on the pitch, scored the second-minute goal against Turkey on Saturday. Do you enjoy saying that name, Trevor?
I hope he doesn't get too much of the ball. I saw their under-21s last night, and they got a lot of people goal side. They rely then a lot, of course, on a lone striker. Tuleski tonight, he'll have to hold it up and while people join from midfield. And the other query, I think, has got to be the goalkeeper. You know, how will he deal with crosses? Milashevsky, he wasn't too impressive on that second goal against Turkey.
Yeah, I think Sven-Göran Eriksson made up his mind a couple of days ago that he would play the 2 left-sided lads, but on the bench, of course, without Heskey now and Smith in the team, the only out-and-out striker he can turn to there is Darius Vassell. Frank Lampard has made the bench tonight, which he didn't on Saturday. Referee is from Spain tonight, and so are his assistants. That's Arturo Dorden Ibanez, who speaks excellent English. So there'll be no problem with communication on that side of things. And St Mary's Stadium then making its own little piece of history tonight in only its 2nd season. The scene set for England's 2nd match in this qualifying Group 7. Sol Campbell, who missed the game in Slovakia with that stomach upset. And I think that's Scolari, the manager of Brazil, is it there? The manager of the world champions. Well, he was. I think he then later resigned. Anyway, he's also rumoured to be helping out at one of our English clubs. We'll follow his career with interest. And meantime, it's England playing from right to left in the first half, and David Beckham to Gary Neville. Lovely pitch, Trevor.
Well, the surface is magnificent, great credit to the ground staff, and as we say, saw it watered just beforehand, so it should be skidding over the top. Just ideal for a good match this evening.
The referees like it. So the first advantage goes to England, and eventually we'll get the free kick taken. Number 9, Tulevski, is playing up front on his own, as we expected for Macedonia. That was how they trained here last night, with Popov playing at right back. He didn't play in the game on Saturday. Here's number 7, Trianov. And that is, in fact, Tulevski now closing in. Little touch there from Paul Scholes, restored from the start tonight to the central midfield position. Smith. Oh, he held things up. Oh, Beckham trying to find Wayne Bridge on this side. There were those who felt they could have done it the other way round and had Bridge at left back and Cole in front of him, but that's not the way the England coach has chosen to play it. Bridge is the midfield player tonight. Really good, healthy atmosphere here. David Seaman in goal there, winning his 75th cap. He overtook Gordon Banks on Saturday in games played for England. Now Paul Scholes down the centre. That was Popov with the header for Macedonia. Number 8 there is Mitreski, who plays as the anchor man in midfield, really. And the number 4, Sedlovsky, the former Sheffield Wednesday player, has got the captain's armband on. I think the defenders there, like number 3, Petrov, are going to have a busy night. Oh dear me, somebody's come on the pitch with a flag and he's being roundly booed. And that's rather silly behaviour. The person concerned is trying to go up and hug one of the England players, and he's been taken away by the security staff. That we do not want to see. Here's Beckham. Scholes. Oh, Michael Owen feels there that he was bustled a bit from behind. Play goes on. This is Cole. And that was out.
Well, certainly watching the visitors, they've worked very hard at closing down, as we said. Teleski, the number 9, up by himself. Little number 7, Trianov, joins him, and really then they just fill up the midfield. But they're closing England down. They're not just hanging off, they're working hard to deny them space and hurrying England at the moment into 1 or 2 quick passes where they've lost possession.
Yeah, the guy out on the left, number 10, Shaqiri, is the one that Ericsson felt would, if anything, give England something to think about. He's probably their most talented player, winning his 47th cap. And the number 6, Shumolikoski, is a busy player in midfield. Now here is Shaqiri now. Jonathan Woodgate to Sol Campbell. That's a new combination at the back for England. Just wonder whether Woodgate got the vote over Southgate, because he may have a shade more pace. That's flicked on by Bridge. And here's a man with pace, Ashley Cole. They'll want those two to get working and weaving down this left-hand side.
But as now, they've just Bridge just slotted into the left-back when Ashley Cole overlapped. Ashley Cole, even played as a left-back for Arsenal, makes so many forward runs. I don't think that'll be a problem, because they just should slot in and cover each other.
I do agree with the studio. I think if Kieran Dyer had been fit, he may well have filled the left-sided role tonight. In fact, I've got a feeling that all along, Ericsson and Tord Grip saw Kieran Dyer as ultimately the answer to the left-sided problem.
I wouldn't dispute, obviously injuries have affected his opportunities, but he's not a natural left-sider, and I think in 1 or 2 sort of little run-outs on that side, he's not quite convinced everyone, including the England managership, but until he sorts his injuries out, obviously that's a problem, that he can't really get a run in the team at the moment.
And also Trevor Sinclair, who played on the left side in the World Cup, also injured at the moment. Here's Sol Campbell. Gary Neville, back from injury. To Beckham. This is Scholes. Oh, Troynov got a touch on that. Campbell. Yes, as you say, Cole there is ahead of Bridge. So it's clearly going to be interchangeable. Macedonia clear their lines.
There's also been a bit of criticism that England in 1 or 2 recent games have gone a little bit knocking the ball too long and not passing it short. Well, if you look at the side this evening, it's not the tallest of teams, so England will have to have a lot of movement and knock it into feet, because they've not got much aerial power. Even Alan Smith, I suppose, would be the better of the attacking sort of half a dozen, but he's not renowned for his heading ability, so they've got to work really hard to get it good quality service into feet.
Or the sort of whipped cross that Smith scored from against Portugal.
Yeah, that's the ideal, and that's where they certainly need Beckham and perhaps Neville overlapping, and of course down the left, the new pairing.
So here's Woodgate, but Petrov came through there from left back, and then number 9 Talevski, and finally Shaqiri, challenged by Neville. Macedonia have a player down in the centre of the field. It's the first time the two countries have met at full international level. Macedonia have never qualified for a major championship and only gained independence from Yugoslavia in 1991. But the doctor there with the moustache is an English speaker. That's Petrov.
Just called David Beckham's shoulder. It was accidental. Just looks as if he's just perhaps caught a little bit in the eye and his vision's affected. But I'm sure shouldn't be that serious, that he should be able to carry on.
Medical team surrounding the left back. Incidentally, Macedonia have a string of players on a yellow card, and a second one in this group means they would miss the next game, which in their case is against Slovakia.
Alan Ball there with a little top hat. I wonder what he thinks of all this. Not far for him to travel this evening.
No, former Southampton player and manager and World Cup winner. And just two England players too. Gerrard and Scholes, remember, collected yellow cards in Bratislava, so they have to be careful tonight, otherwise they'll miss the next game for England, which is, would you believe, away to Liechtenstein. And that's a country that we haven't played before as well. That's not till next spring. Gary Neville. Gerrard. Number 5 there, Vasowski. Smith. That was a good bit of play by the Leeds fan, and Bridge here puts Michael Owen in for England, and he's round the goalkeeper, but the whistle has gone and there's an offside flag up.
Well, that was unlucky. That is the benefit of having a natural left footer, because I don't think anyone other than a left footer could have played that early pass. It's spread well. Look, just plays it first time. It's just a yard offside. He lets it come across his body and just strokes it in, perfectly weighted, nearly created a goal-scoring opportunity. That was very unlucky.
Yes, the assistant on the far side was dead right. You could tell by the line on the grass there that Owen was marginally offside. Troyanov, number 7.
The point about the pass, though, is if you try and knock it with your inside foot, the right foot, you're not going to be able to get it past the defender. By letting it come across your body and then playing it with the outer foot, he managed to bypass the defender. It was only just a yard that Owen had crept offside, otherwise he was in.
I always remember Ron Greenwood telling me you did that very well, Trevor. Let the ball run across your body.
Very touching of you to remind people.
Here's Smith. And number 4, Sedlowski, playing it forward there. Scholes. This is Gerrard, out to Beckham. Number 8 there, Mitreski got a foot in and did rather well. And England are all over the place at the moment. Troyanov out to Rozdanovski. Well, Macedonia force the first corner.
Broke in little clusters. Rozdanovski trying to get the cross in. He's the wide right player, but certainly when they break, they do try to get numbers forward. I thought they might be a little bit more cautious, but they've worked hard, and when they've got the ball, they're looking at the opportunity to try and create a chance.
Well, that's the coach there on the line, and he's got Mitreski, number 8, and the big number 4, Sedlowski, up for the corner. Oh, it's gone straight in! Number 10, Shaqiri, has scored for Macedonia, direct from a corner, and where was David Seaman on that?
Well, people are going to look again, aren't they? Being caught out of the back post, that is quite unbelievable. You said he was a dangerous Shaqiri. He's got a natural left foot, and it's just gone straight in. It's too high for the back man. Look, David Seaman in the middle. He can't backtrack, and obviously then he goes above. You see at the back post there. Scholes, he just can't jump it, he can't deal with it. It has to be a goalkeeper's ball, but he's got stranded in the middle, started to come, couldn't backpedal, and unbelievably there's going to be numerous replays, and that face I think tells it all.
Oh dear, you don't enjoy saying it, but it's shades of Ronaldinho, isn't it? And England have gone a goal behind in a match that they were expected to comfortably win. 11 minutes gone. And an almost unbelievable scoreline. England 0, Macedonia 1. I feel a little bit like I did the night San Marino scored in 10 seconds. And England got 7 then, so let's hope we might get a turnaround quickly. Here's Troyanov. You don't often see a goal scored direct from a corner anyway, but certainly not in international football.
Well, there was almost stunned disbelief throughout the stadium. I think I think that's gone in, and I think it took a few seconds for everyone to realise, yes, it is a goal, until you saw the Macedonia team celebrating. You know, we can't dwell too long on the post-mortems. England know they've got to get control of this game again, and they've got to score twice now to win this game.
This is Bridge, and now Scholes, and Neville. Well, they were 1 down in Slovakia and came back to win 2-1. They're 1 down to Macedonia, Eriksson's team. And Beckham has misplaced the pass. And Shaqiri, he was the player, I did say, Eriksson had singled out. He's the man that Bolton Wanderers were so keen to sign. David Seaman looking absolutely stunned, as well he might. This is what happened.
Well, you put somebody on the back post, but you can't say to Paul Scholes, because David Seaman's gone up. He's assumed he's going to either get a touch or catch it. He started to come from the middle of the goal to the near, suddenly realised it was going to clear him, but then you just can't make the 2 or 3 backward strides. He was nowhere near actually getting to it. It cleared him comfortably.
Shaqiri has scored 30. He's the top scorer in this squad. 13 goals in 48 internationals now, but he may have made a little piece of history for his country there, scoring against England, having never met them before at that level. Now here's Scholes. Now Beckham now for England. David Beckham! It's the equaliser within 2 minutes. Oh, what a relief. Beckham, whose free kick rescued England on Saturday, scores only his 2nd outfield goal, not from a free kick or penalty, in his international record. Scholes played the ball through, I think, here, and Macedonia actually were caught out really there by giving away possession. Beckham was just onside, Trevor.
Well, it was sloppy defended by the captain, Sedlowski, had plenty of time, looked to get rid of it, played it to Scholes, he intercepted. The left-back Petrov definitely played David Beckham on, he kept his cool, didn't panic, just clipped it beautifully, waited. Once it cleared the goalkeeper, there was no question it was going to go under the crossbar. Great bit of finishing by the captain, and just when you need him, he pops up again.
His 9th goal for England, as I say, only his 2nd in what you'd call open play. But a very welcome goal, and once again, as you rightly point out, he is the man to steer England into calmer waters. Down by the docks at Southampton. Here's Jonathan Woodgate. Quite a lot of David Beckham's family in the crowd tonight. Forward by Gerrard. Away by Sedlowski. Smith to Beckham. Petrov to clear. And then Gerrard again.
The key factor was getting equaliser so quickly, wasn't it? Because Macedonia hadn't got time to enjoy their lead. That must have given them a fantastic amount of confidence. But within 2 minutes, sloppy defensive play, excellent finishing by the skipper. And England, who must have been unnerved by conceding such a goal, suddenly it's all square again, and they've got plenty of time now to certainly get that 2nd goal. That was crucial, the equaliser so quick, I think.
Just going back to the goalkeeping debate, Trevor, which I think we've got to cover now, I just wondered tonight, with this sort of game, whether Eriksson might be tempted to try the young goalkeeper Robinson of Leeds, because when else does he do it without any friendlies at the moment?
Well, I wouldn't dispute it. He's got to do it in a competitive game. I mean, the factor is, whatever happens, I think, in this scoreline now, you can see where the media's going to focus. It's going to be on the goalkeeping position, and you sympathise with David Seaman, but it is an error. There's no question.
Free kick to England, if or when Shaqiri goes back. Beckham to take it. Owen and Smith wait. In comes Bridge on this side. Wayne Bridge. And Shumolikoski clears. Of course, I should also mention that Robinson isn't even the number 2 goalkeeper. David James is on the bench, and he hasn't played a competitive match from the start for England yet, so maybe that would be the first option, I don't know. Here's Gerrard to Bridge. Owen waiting in the centre now. Oh, it's come to Alan Smith. No, it hasn't. It's come to David Beckham. And headed out by number 8, Mitreski, for a corner.
There's good balance and shape about the side. Steven Gerrard, I think, started very brightly in that central position. Spread it to Bridge, no question, breaking his stride, early cross, and it caused problems.
Up come Jonathan Woodgate and Sol Campbell. Oh, goalkeeper came with a good punch there away from Alan Smith. Here's Cole. Scholes. Should just remind you it was Nicky Butt who was left out of the team to accommodate Wayne Bridge. He's among the substitutes. Here's Scholes with Beckham wanting it on the right. He didn't come early enough, and Beckham makes a gesture of sheer frustration over there. Wanted the ball played immediately, and he won't get that one either at the moment. In fact, he's put his foot in, David Beckham, because he was so annoyed that that earlier ball didn't go out to him. I could see from here that it really got to him, and he's got to Shaqiri now.
This is the interception. Good clip ball by Scholes. It just sat up and he just clipped it on the half volley. It's cleared the comfortably the keeper, and there was never any question that it was going to go in under the crossbar. Wonderful touch. It looked very easy, but I can assure you that was great touch.
Now, 2 injuries here while England have a breather after that celebration. 2 injuries to Macedonian players. One's being treated over the far side out of the field of play, and another one on the pitch. 18 minutes gone, and this is what happened. Scholes actually picked up the loose ball there, and Beckham got it down awfully well, didn't he? He tried to do something similar in a different position on Saturday, but you felt perhaps he should have blasted it then, but...
No, that was totally different. I thought he was much further into the penalty area then, and to clip it over from a ball that was on the ground is much harder to lift it and then bring it under the crossbar. But there he was outside the penalty area. It was on the half volley. It was inviting the chip.
We got a quick glimpse of Brooklyn there, didn't we, in the stand? Anyway, here's Bridge. And Scholes. Gerrard. Oh. And Smith. And Cole.
Ashley Cole, not worried about, and just perhaps if they'd been knocked a little bit harder, he'd have been away from the defender.
Well, Scholes nearly gave that to Talevski. So no shortage of incident here at St Mary's. Just listening to that report from Macedonia before the game, Alexander the Great, Mother Teresa, their 2 most celebrated personalities, I think in a football sense, and I stress that's not supposed to be a comparison. Mr Shaqiri will probably go down in his country's history as the first man to score a goal against England, but it was wiped out 2 minutes later by David Beckham. So there'll be a few Macedonian players doubtless wanting the England shirts at the end of the game, whatever may happen. Shaqiri actually is an ethnic Albanian, I ought to point out, so maybe there's a dual nationality there. Here's Woodgate. Forward by Neville. And that was blocked, pass from Scholes, and Macedonia are quite quick and neat on the ball. That's Talevski, number 9. Really playing in the role that Christoph would have had. Shaqiri. Couple of step-overs there. And he gets a throw off Gary Neville. Long throw by Shaqiri. Jonathan Woodgate gets a head on that. And England will be praying it won't be another corner, I should think. Oh, it is.
Any consolation, I think Shaqiri is very much a left footer. So I think he's going to sort of pull this away from goal. I must say, I'd have been tempted to bring on the right footer to curl it in towards the goal.
Try and score again, yeah. Anyway, Sidlowski, number 4, is forward. Mitreski's there too. Oh, Beckham sliced it. Goodness, it was nearly another catastrophe back there. Here's Popov, the right back.
He did have missed it completely at the near post. Fortunately, it went across the face of the goal. No one was expecting it, and in the end, his clubmate Gary Neville hooked it away.
This is Bridge. I think catastrophe is too strong a word. A bit of a nonsense, I think, would have been a better way of putting that. And certainly on the first corner, there'll have to be a lot of discussion, and as you point out quite rightly, it'll probably be seized upon. Here's Grozdanovsky, number 11. Strangely enough, Macedonia lost to a goal like that against Turkey on Saturday, one that flew in from the left wing over the goalkeeper's head. Now they've scored one rather similar. Here's Beckham. Oh, and Shaqiri foxed both Beckham and Gerrard there. Really good piece of football by this number 10. Popov. Bridge. Oh, and the goalkeeper's come along well. Innovative to say the least.
Oh, kept us interested. I don't know what he was coming out that far for. Perhaps he used to be a central defender, just showing his heading ability.
Actually, he's wearing a plaster on his face because Petr Milashevsky, that goalkeeper, was actually injured in the game on Saturday, and they had a long period of treatment. The sub was all ready to come on. Eventually, he didn't. Anyway, here's Beckham and Shaqiri. Golly, no wonder Bolton and Sam Allardyce wanted to sign this number 10. Oh, and Sol Campbell's made a mistake, and Macedonia are 2-1 up, and this time it's number 7, Trianov. Well, could you credit this? 24 minutes gone at St Mary's, and Macedonia take the lead against Eriksson's team for the second time. This time it was a Sol Campbell error. I don't know where Troyanov is at the bottom of all that, but he was able to steer that shot away from David Seaman.
Your man Shaqiri picks it up. Steven Gerrard gave it away midfield. Gary Neville stranded upfield. Shaqiri has a shot. Sol Campbell miscues, and you've got to say Trianov just set up for him perfectly, and he passed it into the corner. Beautiful finish. Don't think you can blame Seaman there. It was a beautiful finish from outside the penalty area.
It's Bridge on the ball for England at the other end, and there's the deep cross for Alan Smith. Oh, and he took it away from David Beckham almost. I think if Smith hadn't got in the way, Beckham would have had a better view of that.
Yeah, Smith got the shout late. He was backpedaling. Bridge does very well here. Wrong foots his man Popov, the right back, hangs it up, and you see Beckham just gives a late shout. Alan Smith gets out of the way, but definitely interfered with his volleying. But this one, miscue from Sol Campbell. He just runs onto it, just passes it. He's always curling outside the goal. Came in late. Seaman, I don't think any chance, but Campbell and Gerrard contributing with errors separately.
Trianov, the goal scorer, 24 years old, his second goal in international football. The first one was against Azerbaijan, would you believe? Well, I think he'll be rather proud of the score against England. Here's Gerrard, and here's Scholes. Is it 2-2? Scholes to Owen. Oh.
They should have scored. Wasn't offside. Good run again. Paul Scholes. There you can see it. Gerrard clips it over the top, and we've got just the right back there, Petrov playing everyone on. He didn't get the control there. Not sure whether Mike would have been offside, but he was caught in two minds, I think. Scholes, shall I shoot? Shall I cross it? Didn't do either. He should have got the first touch better in the first place.
Well, the two of them were completely clear of the defence, weren't they? Couldn't conjure up a goal between them. Here's Trianov again. That shot that he finished the second goal with was down beyond David Seaman's left hand. Really well placed, as you said, from that distance. England again, architects of their own downfall in defence. Campbell.
Almost an air of stunned disbelief, isn't there, in the stadium? Suddenly we're giving terrific backing. The got the quick equaliser, 1-1, and you thought, well, that's it, England to go on to win, and then suddenly they give another second goal away. Now, can they hang on to it longer? This time, Macedonia the lead.
Well, this certainly wasn't in the script, was it? The vagaries of international football, but one has to say that Macedonia deserve it because they're moving the ball about well. Mitreski particularly, the number 8. Now then, number 9 is Tolevski, to Grozanovski, to Trianov. Shaqiri's in there again.
Well, it's just a case not pressing the panic button, but naturally this is a game we all believe you have to get 3 points from in the group situation.
Well, we've said it before, haven't we? Eriksson's a lucky manager, or he's proved to be, in fairly tight situations over the last couple of years, and I just wonder whether this is going to be one of those seesaw nights. That's played back by Vasovsky. Beckham. Smith trying to turn. That's a good strong run by Mitreski again, the number 8. Is he going to finish this with a shot? No, he's not. Gary Neville got a tackle in. This is Gerrard. Beckham wants it now. And he's got it now. In the middle, Michael Owen. Oh, and Beckham sends a whizzing shot over the bar.
Well, it's good end-to-end stuff. A terrific ball by Gerrard. Beckham took it in his stride. I think Michael Owen made a terrific run. Watch Michael Owen. He wants the ball early because he gets in front of his man. That's when he wants it. He then has to check back out, and then he goes towards the back post, and Beckham decides to take it himself.
A year ago, Macedonia lost 5-0 at home to Slovakia. Tonight, they lead 2-1 against England. Here's Beckham. Oh, now it's too strong for Bridge.
You mentioned no scorelines. I remember you saying before the kick-off this could be a night where a goal difference will be important. I think we can forget the goal difference now. We've got to go for the win because certainly this is not a bad side, Macedonia. And here you see the break, Shaqiri, good overlapping run, and then he hits a shot. That's a bit of luck then because it wasn't a pass, and then a miscue from Campbell. And Trianov, who I think is bright, the little number 7, passed it excellently into the corner.
Yeah, I was talking about Macedonia's goal difference, of course. Have you realised that?
Yes.
Anyway, they've got a free kick now, and England are having to retreat. This is Popov. Oh dear. Some ironic cheers as Seaman collects the ball, and he'll have to put up with that for a little while, I'm afraid. Now, I did say England might win 5-0 tonight, and I'm totally wrong, but Turkey have won 5-0 against Liechtenstein. So they've got 9 points out of 9 now, Turkey. And England here have got to do something about a 2-1 deficit in order to get, hopefully, 6 points out of 6. You can see those Turkish goals at half-time with Gary and the studio discussion.
It's rubbing salt in the wound, isn't it, at the moment?
Well, it was felt that Turkey and England would be the 2 main protagonists in this group. Here's Smith. And Petrov didn't quite seem to know what to do. It's Beckham. It was going to be Owen. It's Scholes. Well, the number 3, Robert Petrov, lost his geography completely there. He was even worse than Gerrard on Saturday. He thought the ball was going out. Beckham stopped it on the line. Tried to pull it back for Owen. Goalkeeper got a touch, and Scholes over the bar.
I think Milashevsky did brilliantly here because Beckham, it's an excellent ball. Owen's backpedaled in, and the goalkeeper's at full stretch to get those fingertips and divert it. Otherwise, Owen had an easy side foot, and then Scholes just under challenge, couldn't quite keep it down.
Paul Scholes scored 13 goals for England in quite quick time, but he's now gone 15 games without one in the international field. Here's Cole. Bridge. This time Petrov is more decisive. Troyanov helps it on. Woodgate. Well, with 31 minutes gone and around 31,000 people still trying to assess quite what's happened here. I don't think some of them can believe it even now. Neville. Oh dear, that pass went astray from Gerrard. It was meant for Beckham. This is Shaqiri again. Oh.
Well, naturally everyone's getting a bit edgy, and although he's got his body behind it, you'd like to see David Seaman hold into those. And of course, Shaqiri at every opportunity is going to shoot.
Alan Smith for England. Oh, couldn't steer it away from Milashevsky. Decent ball through to him though, wasn't it?
Well, I think the movement, a lot of booing at the moment because you've got Petrov still lying on the floor. Gary Neville now smashes it out so as he can get treatment. But going forward at time, I think England have played well. There was good movement by Smith. In the end, I think the shot was a little bit tame with his left foot, but it was a comfortable save by Milashevsky.
Well, the supporters feel that Petrov's making too much of this. It was an actual kind of bodily collision, really, with David Beckham. He bounced off Beckham's chest or arm. Here's the chance again.
Good ball by Scholes, just gets the wrong side, Smith, and in the end I just think he's stretching with his left foot. It's not his strongest, and he just got it on target, but never quite the power, and didn't go perhaps for the far corner as well. But I think he's shown very well. He's been strong, Alan Smith. I mean, the problems have been more at the other end.
Well, and they are big problems, let's not hide that. England here are in a mess. But having said that, on Saturday they were losing at half-time, came out in front. That's the first time that's happened since, I think, a friendly in Israel in the 80s, that England were losing at half-time and won at full-time. Well, they're going to be losing at half-time again here unless they do something in the next 12 minutes. The injured player is still over on the touchline, and some worried faces just behind him on the England bench. They're trying to get the player back on, and the Spanish referee doesn't seem to have noticed him. So Macedonia are down to 10 men. Can England take advantage? This is Beckham. Owen is in there. And now he does signal him on. And Troyanov gets the ball for Macedonia. Look at Beckham there in the centre circle. Really having to shake up his colleagues. Neville. Well, England have dug themselves out of some fairly deep holes under the management of Eriksson. Here's another one. Gerrard. Bridge trying to close in, and Sedlowski got the ball out. It's a corner to England. Only their second. So Woodgate and Campbell on their way forward.
See if David Beckham can curl one in under their crossbar.
Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Gerrard is there too, lending height to this. Beckham heads it back in. And Gerrard here. Oh, 2-2! Steven Gerrard! "35 minutes gone, and England are level for the second time." Gerrard, whose only previous international goal was that shot in Germany in the 5-1 game, connected with that one. All right, look at Beckham again here, creating something, or half creating something from a narrow position, and then the shot by Gerrard.
Well, number 6, Shumolikoski, just goes to ground. Steven Gerrard, look, he shapes to go in, lets him go on the floor, chests it, sets himself beautifully. That's a lovely, lovely volley, perfectly struck. And Milashevsky there, no chance of stopping that. You can see the relief from the bench. I mean, it's been a pulsating 36, 37 minutes. 4 goals. I didn't think they were going to be 2 at either end, though.
Well, I tell you what, watching England play these days, there's always something happening. That's forward by Woodgate. We thought that Saturday's game had its moments. This has been, I think, far more compelling. Number 5 there, Vasovsky. I think Macedonia might have been caught slightly by surprise again there, thinking that maybe that ball was going to go out, but Beckham never gives anything up except that one.
Well, you got to say he's worked like a Trojan so far, very inspirational, always been involved. He took the original corner and then, as you say, got that header, which isn't his strongest point, towards the near post. There it is, plenty of power. Also, Alan Smith trying to make the challenge. It was the key, really, was, I thought, the number 6 shooter, Molikowski, going down, Gerrard shaping to go in, then just chested it up in the air, allowed him to set his standing foot and hit a sweet right-footed volley, but England can't keep getting themselves out of jail.
Oh, Beckham nearly got Smith away down the right there. No, they can't, I agree, and just to summarise what's happened in this eventful first half, Shaqiri after 11 minutes direct from a corner, Beckham 14 minutes 1-1, Troyanov 2-1 24 minutes, and now Gerrard 2-2 35 minutes. I hope he didn't come in late for this one. It's a free kick to England and Beckham will take it. Those in the penalty area being joined by Woodgate now. Oh, and it eluded Owen and Woodgate, and just for a minute I thought maybe a Beckham free kick was going to go straight in again.
Well, he couldn't have got a better free kick there with his right foot curling across the face of the goal. Just cleared Owen. I was a bit surprised Woodgate didn't go in a little bit stronger, but somebody across the face of the goal should have got a touch.
So 2-2. Cole, Bridge. Smith, no, it's going to be Scholes if anybody. It is Scholes. Pause for breath, almost for the first time. Oh, now what's happened here? Scholes challenging the goalkeeper. Must have been a bit careful, Scholes, because if he got a yellow card for something like that and then had to serve that one-match ban, it would all be rather unnecessary. Header by Woodgate, Sedlowski, Troyanov, Popov. Solve Gamble. Scholes. Smith starts a run now. Offside.
They're just unlucky. They do play very square, don't they, the defenders? Look, when the ball's played, is the left back playing him on? I think he is, over that left-hand side, and Wasowski, there was the number 5, who was the central defender, and Petrov, the left back. Either of them, I thought, when the ball was played, Smith was okay.
Gerrard gets the ball from Molikowski and gives it to Beckham. Smith the target, lets it run, but only to Popov. Another very assured player on the ball, the number 2. And Shaqiri is coming in on the far side behind Gary Neville. 5 minutes to half-time at Southampton. England 2, Macedonia 2. What price would you have got, I wonder, against that score? Here's Shaqiri. Delivering the long throw, it would appear, towards Petrov, headed out by Neville. Here's Shaqiri again. In fact, he's keeping Gary Neville fully occupied just at the moment, the number 10. Oh, a yellow card here for David Beckham, is it? Standing in front of the thrower.
Yeah, jumping just as he went to take the throw. Decided that's not allowed.
Well, the England captain booked for some gamesmanship by the Spanish referee. Well, that'll be another debate, won't it? Well, I don't know what this is all about by Beckham now. That's going to aggravate, if anything. Shaqiri takes the throw. And if they're not careful, they're going to concede a goal with lack of concentration, England. Beckham is somewhat fired up, you might say, at the moment, and one hopes it doesn't go over the top.
got to say their defence is making a few errors as well. That's why it's so open and, well, you'd like to say enjoyable, but a 2-2 is not particularly.
Well, this is pop-off for Macedonia. It's won back by Paul Scholes. Now Ashley Cole. He's found Michael Owen. It's Scholes again. Oh, and now Alan Smith. Was he checked there as he ran through? He looks at the referee, nothing doing. Well, I can't wait to hear what they're going to say in the studio about this. I mean, you wouldn't have predicted anything that's happened here.
I'm not sure 15 minutes is going to be long enough.
Oh, don't worry, they'll get it in. Here's Beckham. And Gerrard's down the right-hand side. This is Troyanov.
We're just thinking 15 minutes for Alan to analyse the defending. You've got to be joking.
Well, David Seaman and David Beckham, two of our most experienced players, two of England's most experienced men, neither one at the moment having the best of times. Beckham, who's done well on both goals, but then got a yellow card. Owen coming in now. Scholes to his left. Michael Owen. Paul Scholes. Oh, Michael Owen again. It caught Scholes on the back of the heel, I think.
Well, I can't believe that didn't end up in a goal. Everything was right. Magnificent pass by Beckham. Michael Owen unselfishly, no Scholes, just coming inside him, knocked him in, and as you say, just as you expected him to slide it past the goalkeeper, just caught the back of his heel, and the chance was just missing. That would have been ideal just before half-time.
Well, yes, a couple of minutes now, and this is Popov. 7 Troyanov. Smith. Well, when the map of Eastern Europe was redrawn, people thought matches like this might be a straightforward, not walkover exactly, but an exercise. They're certainly not. Look at Troyanov here for Macedonia. England are fully stretched. Smith, Gerrard. At half-time on Saturday, Eriksson made a tactical switch. What's he going to do in the dressing room this time?
Well, you have to pause for breath. I think going forward, England would look really bright and good. It's the back where individual errors have cost them.
This is Ashley Cole. Header by Petrov. Scholes. Shaqiri. Troyanov again. Shaqiri wants it on the left-hand side. He's got it. And oh, he hasn't. So what is your considered summary of the first half?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the individual errors at the back are, have amazed us all. Certainly the corner kick for David Seaman is going to be a major talking point well after this game. And then, of course, Sol Campbell as well.
It's okay, he's offside, carry on.
But going forward, I think they've been bright. I think David Beckham's been outstanding. I think he's been a great inspiration as captain. Certainly the movement of Smith and Owen's been fine down the left-hand side. I think Cole and Bridge have done well. Gerrard and Scholes have linked up well at times, been stretched when they've got 5 in the midfield, but it's at the back, as I say, where you just had the jitters. And certainly 2-2. I still think England will go on and win, but it's been a lot closer than I ever anticipated.
Very good from Beckham there. And he gets the free kick. Well, the player's going to get booked here, surely the number 5, isn't he? He just stood on the ball when Beckham took the free kick. This is Alexander Vasovsky, and he's out of their next game. That's his second yellow card in the championship. He was booked against Turkey on Saturday. Silly way to get suspended, that is, but there you go. It's 2-2. It's coming up to the second minute of injury time. And Beckham takes the free kick for England to Smith. Shaqiri. Oh, this is a class act for number 10. He's so good, the others haven't got up with him yet.
Is it Bolton, you said, they were looking for his work permit? I should think Sam Allardyce is checking to see why it broke down.
Well, I'll tell you why it broke down, because Macedonia weren't graded high enough in the FIFA rankings to enable him to get a work permit. It was a complicated explanation, but it wasn't to do with him directly. It was more the state of his country at the time. However, we all know how good they are now. Perhaps he will come to play for a Premiership club. To take the corner himself now, Shaqiri. And it's volleyed away by Gerrard. He's 29 years old, could give somebody 2 or 3 years great service, I would imagine, Shaqiri. Troyanov, number 7. We're playing 3 minutes of stoppage time here, by the way. And it's Macedonia on the attack. Poor Scholes nearly caught in possession there. Wriggles his way out of it. Owen starts to run down the centre. Smith's up there as well. Beckham wants it on the right. Here's Neville. Gerrard. Whipped in early for Smith, who couldn't get there, and Popov turns it behind for a corner. Surely this is the last action of the half. Just time perhaps for Beckham to come across by special delivery here for Campbell or Woodgate.
Great run by Gerrard, superb early cross. Deserves something to be on the end of it.
Indeed. In fact, Gerrard now coming into the penalty area behind Woodgate. Drifting out.
I think that was genuinely a Shaqiri effort. He tried to curl it in at the back post there, but just got underneath it, and a bit of a damp squib, but not the first 45 minutes.
No, fireworks in fact here at St Mary's, Southampton. But dear me, Shaqiri, the star of the show. David Beckham rectifying things twice for England, first by scoring, then by making the second goal after Troyanov here had put Macedonia ahead for the second time. Gerrard the equaliser, but there will be questions asked about David Seaman. And our job is to tell you that as far as we can see, there are no substitutes out for the second half, and I'm going to really tempt fate here, Trevor, because under Sven-Göran Eriksson, England have never conceded more than 2 goals in a match. What price against Macedonia getting a third?
Oh, well, on the first 5 minutes, not a pretty low one, I would think. But more than anything, England need the win, and it's been thoroughly entertaining stuff. Totally unexpected, the pattern of the 45 minutes, and let's give, I think, Macedonia some credit. They've technically, although there's been errors, they've got some good players. Certainly, that man there, Shaqiri, is excellent. The little number 7 who scored, also Troyanov, I thought was very good. And when they do break together, the 9 Telesky with better support has done well as well. I'm sure his manager, who we hear hasn't been paid for a while, I think deserves at least a payment after tonight. Yes,
45-year-old Nikola Ilievski there, the coach of Macedonia. There was a suggestion he was threatening to resign, although he denied that through an interpreter yesterday. And there may be 1 or 2 England players who will be asked to resign if they lose this one, but at the moment it's 2-2, and Macedonia now playing from the right. Number 4, Sedlovski, gets it forward. Woodgate to Beckham. As I said earlier, the absence of Heskey means that Eriksson is limited as to the number of attacking players he could bring on. However, it's a corner to England in the first minute of the second half. Gerrard, Campbell and Woodgate all make their way purposefully forward. David Beckham to take. Woodgate's got his arm up. Sedlovski's header. Oh, and the goalkeeper hangs on under challenge from Alan Smith.
Never looks convincing on crosses. In the end, I got to say, he did well to catch this, because it goes right high in the air off his defender Sledovsky, and it's not easy. He caught it on the second attempt, almost rolled down his body, didn't it?
Just spotting that Republic of Ireland score. Here comes a chance for Macedonia again, and Seaman's out and tries to block Shaqiri. Well, it nearly was number 3.
Well, it's a great pass. I think Shaqiri should have done better with that. It's that man Troyanov, the little number 7, he gets the wrong side of Woodgate, inside Gary Neville, but it's Woodgate the one that I would look at, because he wasn't picking up anyone, and I just think zipped off the surface, but on his left foot I'd have expected him to have done better.
He's going to take the corner himself. Sedlovski's forward. Mitreski's there too. Beckham clears for England. Well, I think Neville must have thought he was going offside because he stopped, didn't he? Back in again from Troyanov. Oh, Cole being tested. Sedlovsky still forward. And, well, Macedonia start the second half on the up. Just about to say, it was against the Republic of Ireland that Macedonia scored that very, very late goal, which prevented McCarthy's team going to Euro 2000. So they've had their little moments before, and they've certainly had a couple tonight, if not more. Campbell not looking entirely comfortable when Beckham played that ball back the first time, but he was then. On it goes from Smith, looking for Owen. Back again by Petrov. Well, it would be unthinkable for England to drop 2 points here, surely.
Well, at the moment it wouldn't be unthinkable because they need a score, but definitely, yeah, at the sort of balance of the group, this is a must-take 3-point situation. Otherwise, the pendulum swings very much in the favour of Turkey.
This is Beckham. England with 6 players forward here. Owen is making ground on the left-hand side, so is Bridge. Mitreski. Oh, there's 2 runners up front. He's a good player, the number 8. And he's found Tilevsky here, number 9. And they're quite prepared, for obvious reasons perhaps, Macedonia to have a crack from distance. Well,
Mitreski was the 8 who broke from that anchorman's role. And Tilevsky then, with a little bit of time and room, I think could have done better.
Campbell apologising to Seaman for not putting more weight on the back pass.
It just increases the edginess, though, doesn't it?
Now, those guys there made football history in 1966. That's North Korea. The survivors from the team that beat Italy up at Middlesbrough 1-0. Pat Duick among those there who got the goal. One of the great World Cup shocks.
Is there some sign in the fact that they're here this evening with the 2-2 scoreline?
I think somebody's making a documentary about it, Trevor, and they're also going to go to Middlesbrough to watch a match where they had their great moment in the World Cup. But for the moment, it's Macedonia who are threatening to cause a major upset. Here's Bridge for England. To Cole. Scholes. Back again with Bridge. Cole makes the forward run. Can he squeeze the cross in? No, he can't.
Again, unlucky though. Good link-up play between the left-hand side of Bridge and Cole. I think there's certainly a good little bit of advantage to come out of this evening's game. The fact that they've linked up so well, interchanged, and certainly in away matches as well, I could see them doing just as well.
Of course, that career victory was at Ayresome Park, wasn't it? If they want to see the scene of it, they'll have to go back to whatever's standing on the old ground, because Middlesbrough having moved to the Riverside, where I should think the Koreans will find the stadium quite an eye-opener, as indeed this one is in Southampton. Neville will take the throw. Oh, Smith's got his shirt tugged there. No question, free kick on the edge of the area. Chance for Beckham, chance for England. Oh, now, Shaqiri hasn't retreated. Beckham kicks the ball against him. Referee speaks to Shaqiri. A bit of a pantomime going on here. Now, Woodgate is forward, and so is Campbell. Gerrard's trying to make a run through a crowd of players there, and there's some bodily contact going on inside that penalty area. I don't know how much of it the referee's seen. Bent in by Beckham. Up in the air from Gerrard. Goalkeeper comes. Gerrard again! Just over the bar from Steven Gerrard.
He was unlucky. Again, not dealing with the cross anywhere, was bobbing around. It came off initially Gerrard's head, a flat by the goalkeeper, and just popped up, closed down by defenders, and Gerrard is such a short distance out. It's very, very difficult to lift it over the keeper and then bring it down under the crossbar, and it just went too high.
That's a foul on number 6, Chumolakowski, by Gerrard. Free kick to Macedonia. against Woodgate. Handball. Free kick. Pop-off. What the Macedonians are doing when they get a free kick given against them, they're standing right on the ball and preventing England from taking it quickly. In fact, they have to take it again because the referee's not happy with the position that the ball came from. Scholes it is here. Bridge. Smith. Alan Smith. Michael Owen. Smith again. Beckham. Bridge. Cole. Wide.
He did well to cover everyone who had a pot of goal there. There was a list of them. Bridge coming inside, released a good little ball there to Smith, and it was Smith then trying to bundle his way through. Michael Owen had a go. David Beckham came in. Bridge hit a shot, and then Ashley Cole knocking it across the face of the goal, just too high for Owen.
Mitreski now for Macedonia. Campbell in the way. England needing to up their act in the second half here, which is 8 minutes old. Mitreski, the number 8, is still having a measured influence in midfield here for Macedonia. He's seen an awful lot of the ball, and he's very comfortable with it too. Troyanov.
Oh, Vic Gerrard's just got injured. He just stretched to intercept that.
Yeah.
It's a sort of act where he could have hurt his groin there. He stayed down, and I think he probably just felt something go there.
Well, yes, I mean, Macedonia very sportingly put the ball out, or stopped playing anyway, and Shaqiri wasn't very happy about that. That's Nicky Butt warming up, because he would be the obvious replacement, I guess, for Steven Gerrard here.
Yeah, the ball just was threaded through, and Steven Gerrard didn't anticipate. It was a bit off balance, and it just caught, I think, the end of his foot. And sometimes then you just sort of, it pushes it out and just tweaks his groin, and I think he's got a problem there. And the fact he stayed down, he might struggle to carry on.
Well, after missing the World Cup with that type of injury, Gerrard has had a fairly trouble-free season so far, fitness-wise, but it may be moving the other way now. Eriksson looks a considerably worried man at the moment, actually. Gareth Southgate is also on the bench, but this looks like a midfield replacement.
This is it. You see, it just stretches out with that left foot, and then he loses his balance. Something gives way, whether, you know, which I think probably his left leg, whether it's his groin or anything, but it was just the fact he's off balance. It looked innocuous, but I mean, it's one of those. He's getting a standing ovation, but he's a tough guy, and he's not going to stay down unless something nasty has happened there. So unfortunate for he and Liverpool.
I was about to say, that's not very good news for his club either, is it? Steven Gerrard carried off in some pain 10 minutes into the second half, and England forced here to reorganise.
It'll be a straight swap. Nicky Butt just stripping off there, and
I don't know why he didn't have the shirt on, but anyway, he's about to get properly dressed now. Eriksson does look concerned, doesn't he? And instructions from McLaren. So Nicky Butt, who played well in the World Cup and who played on Saturday in Bratislava, wearing number 16, is on again tonight in place of Gerrard.
Well, just do a straight swap. I mean, it's a Man United trio plus Wayne Bridge, isn't it, now in the midfield? So there shouldn't be too many problems about slotting into that area.
This is Neville. Plays it forward for Smith. That's a free kick. Challenge from behind. Well, Macedonia are sticking rigorously to their task, and they're meeting the ball ahead of England on a number of occasions. This is Popov. Oh, Shumalovsky here. Oh, it's deflected. That was a Shumalovsky just trying his luck from distance. Oh, Seaman's thrown the ball out now. Dear me, what is going on?
Well, it's about the third time he's thrown it out of play, and you've got to also notice the fact that whenever they're getting within range of the goal, Macedonia are shooting from all sorts of ranges which you wouldn't normally expect them to do.
On the far side, it's Campbell who takes over in defence. Pop-off. You almost feel at the moment that the most nervous man on the pitch is David Seaman. Smith down the left-hand side for England. This is Scholes, nice and tidy, but Scholes again. They're trying to get it out to Beckham. They have. Neville in support. And a free kick's been given, I think. Number 5, Vasovsky, going in heavily again. That wasn't the first offence by him. He's already on a yellow card. Beckham will take the free kick. And again, Woodgate and Campbell coming up. Beckham fires it in. Neville, who clumps it out. Another change here. Darius Vassell, who, as I said, is the only natural striker on the bench, is going to come on with 13 minutes gone in the second half. Eriksson decides that more punch up front is necessary, and Wayne Bridge coming off means that England will now have 3 strikers.
It was interesting. I was a bit surprised. I hadn't got going in the second half from an attacking point of view. I was a little bit surprised, because I was thinking to myself, well, I thought Smith and Owen are doing okay, and I must say Wayne Bridge, I think, is a bit unlucky to come off at this stage.
Well, we'll debate that in a minute. Here's Shaqiri for Macedonia. You can't take your eyes off it when he's on the ball. Well, you can now, because the man for whom it was intended slipped. And now Vassell, Owen to his right. Darius Vassell, first action for him. No free kick. Pop-off. Cole. Beckham on the left for once. Vassell outside him. Owen coming in on this side. Here's Scholes. Tries to thread it through to Owen, but that man Shaqiri is there again. Zalewski. Darius Vassell's got a good scoring record for England. He's had 8 caps before tonight and scored 3 goals. Oh dear, another man's gone down.
It's a bit early for the old crank to be coming on. I think certainly from a fitness point of view, you do query whether Macedonia will be able to keep the pace of this game against English Premiership players, but it's a bit early to be playing for time with cramp.
Well, some very good news for the Welsh from Cardiff. They lead Italy 2-1. Craig Bellamy has put Wales in front. You can see the highlights of that game in our programme later on tonight at 11:40 on BBC One.
The referee asking for Zalewski, who's only 5 yards away from the touchline, just to be carried off so as they can continue treatment.
Well, encouraged to do so by David Beckham. The doctor has now done exactly that.
I've got 4 medics now running across the pitch that are holding up play. Their fitness level's got to improve, because they're holding it up now. Well, we've got the player off, we've got to get the medics on. Goodness
me, what is going on here? Meantime, with the medics still going over the touchline, Gary Neville takes the throw. I thought one of them was going to get a touch for a minute there. Now then, Cole trying to find Vassell, who I was about to say has scored 3 goals in his 8 previous internationals, scored against Holland, Paraguay and Cameroon. Darius Vassell, and now it's Macedonia who want to make a substitution, or do they? Or is it the... Yes, they do. The injured player's on one touchline and the substitute on the other. Beckham. Nothing's going quite according to plan in this match. Now the number 9 is back on, Zalewski, and on the far side they want to make a change.
And he's got to come off.
And he's got to come all the way off again. On one side of the pitch and back off on the other. And Goran Pandev, who's coming on, by the way, 19 years old, is actually an Inter Milan player, but he's on loan at the moment to a club in the 3rd division in Italy, Specchia, and he scored a goal against Malta in a recent international, the youngest man ever to score for Macedonia. But it's clear that Talevski can't continue.
Just a little variation from England since, of course, Vassell has come on. What they've done, they're sort of almost playing three in midfield now, with Smith down the right-hand side, Vassell down the left, and Owen through the middle. So it's a sort of a form of 4-3-3, but when they lose possession, then Smith and Vassell sort of tuck in.
Here's Vassell. Smith has played wide on the right with quite good effect before, hasn't he?
It's a system that, Leeds are playing at the moment, in fact, with Kuehl and Smith either side of through the middle. So it's not a system that he should feel strange with. What you've got to make sure is Owen gets the support.
Neville's throw, Nicky Butt's there. Well, that was a chance. And number 15, who's just come on, Pandev. The back heel was by Troyanov. In every way, it's an unpredictable kind of game, isn't it? You're never quite sure. I don't think the Macedonian coach is now quite what's going to happen next. However, it's Vassell for England and gets a free kick.
I think the opening 17-80 minutes have been pretty scrappy in the second half, not creating the flowing moves that they did in the first half, England. And of course, the longer it stays 2-2 and the half progresses, Macedonia are encouraged, and everyone will get that little bit edgy because they can't get that third goal.
Neville into Smith. This is Beckham for England, surely. Owen in the centre, Vassell, it's gone behind him. Cole. But little ball in for Owen, offside. Won't count.
He's unlucky there. The flag was up very late. Shaqiri was the one I'm wondering about, the number 10. When the ball is played, he's sort of on this left-hand side, look, on the edge of the penalty area. When the ball's clipped in, well, I mean, Vassell is offside. I'm not sure Michael Owen is. That was a tough... Look, when the flag goes up, it goes up so late.
Well, they're talking about daylight between attacker and defender now, and the marginal decisions, I would have thought there, the advantage should have been with the attacker. However, here he is again, Owen. For the other way for England. One of them is Scholes. That's easy for the keeper. Number 6 here, Shumalakowski. Free kick to Macedonia. Well, there'll be some celebrations in Skopje, the capital of Macedonia, if their team manage to take a point back from England. They, of course, have still got to go there for the return game. Up goes Woodgate. Michevsky with the shot. Oh. Michevsky's had a good match. We've talked a lot about the number 10, Shaqiri, but the number 8, Trevor, has conducted things pretty well in the middle of midfield.
Well, he's the anchor man, but as you can see where he comes out of that area, but he's very cultured on the ball, his spread play well, strong in the tackle, and also good at running with the ball. And we mentioned 2-2 at the moment, and suddenly that Turkey result, winning 2-1 in Macedonia at the weekend, looking better, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Turkey, of course, winning handsomely again tonight, so this group is shaping up to be quite awkward for England. This is Beckham. Like this match. Smith. Campbell. That's in the little channel for Vassell. Smith and Owen are waiting. It's Darius Vassell, it's Smith. On the turn.
Well, it wasn't a bad shot, not a lot of power, and I just think the square ball to Scholes was the one. Vassell comes in, toe ends it through, and can't quite get the power. He's looking for that far post, but I think Scholes just squared to him, facing the goal might have been the better option.
Well, Vassell has been hugging that left-hand side, and he looks as though he could do a bit of damage over there. That's hit the flag and gone out for a throw-in. Another Macedonian goes down. They're quite...
Hop off this time, he collapsed in a heap. I mean, this is going to get more and more. You can see them time wasted. I'm not sure there was hardly any contact there at all. I'd like to see what the added time's going to be at all these stoppages.
Well, the medical team have certainly been working pretty hard getting on and off the pitch. And the slow hand clap starts. This is where Vassell, well, he made a tackle there, didn't he, Popov?
Well, it was an untidy sort of lunge, wasn't it, to jumped in and just almost trod on the ball, and whether he hurt himself falling over, I don't know, but he certainly collapsed in a heap.
Would you make any other changes on the England side, Trevor? I mean, he's got, what, on the bench, Frank Lampard, midfield player, Owen Hargreaves.
Well, you mentioned it earlier, they're not too many attacking options, are there? Yeah, Vassell was the only striker with Heskey's absence. What they haven't got is a bit of aerial power.
Vassell's there again. Well, that's hit the referee. Bad news for Mick McCarthy. The Republic of Ireland have lost 2-1 in Dublin to Switzerland, whose winning goal came in the 87th minute. That's a tough call for the Republic, who've lost their first game as well. Now then, Alan Smith with a tackle there. The referee's going to show him a yellow card.
Well, it's the part of the game that Alan Smith knows his times he's got to control, and there's an area frustration. He just dives in, doesn't make contact with the ball and catches his ankle, and that time possibly the yellow card justified.
Now then, the injured player Popov has come running down the touchline, is roundly booed as he comes back on. But England have got two more players on yellow cards now. They had Scholes and Gerrard booked on Saturday. Now it's Beckham and Smith. Pandev trying to get the header on. This is Scholes. Now then, Owen starts to run in the centre. Vassell chasing this. Oh, look at the speed there. Caught up 4 or 5 yards and gets a corner. Well, he's brought a bit more urgency to it, Darius Vassell.
Well, Mitreski covered his defence well there, was trying to let the ball be shepherded out, just got a touch then to concede this corner, and Beckham curling it into the goal mouth.
Beckham to take. That's Smith. Nicky Butt hits the player on the ground. Woodgate and off the line. Incredible clearance. Oh, Woodgate thought he'd scored. Was that Popov on the line?
What a remarkable recovery from Popov, who was hardly able to walk and suddenly made a block on the goal line. It was, I think Woodgate probably should have scored, didn't quite get the power, and it was low down for him to intercept.
Long throw by Neville. Woodgate's there again. Smith! Oh. Well, his Leeds colleague Jonathan Woodgate there was close to his first international goal. Smith himself actually hits that one. Well, that wasn't such a good effort, actually. The one that we really need to see is the Woodgate one here, which comes back off one. Woodgate, oh, that's a hell of a clearance by Popov.
Well, it is. He's on the line. I just think it was the only place that he could have blocked it, and they wouldn't have ended up in the back of the net. He hit it low, didn't he? And that enables the defender to get the block. If it's high, then he's either got to handball it or not going to stop it.
Well, it's gripping stuff, isn't it? Whichever way you look at it. Now, Grozdanovsky, number 11, on the far side with Cole. Free kick to England. Where are we? 20 minutes to go, Trevor. Still 2-2.
Well, it's going to be a long 20 minutes. Just the seconds ticking away. It's such a crucial goal that's needed to get those 2 points.
Now then, is Smith onside? He is. Owen's in the middle waiting. Oh, well cut out, Sedlowski. The ex-Sheffield Wednesday man saved his side there. It was the right ball. Neville takes the throw. Sedlowski again, he's playing like two men there in the centre of the Macedonian defence. Woodgate for England. Popov. Into Troyanov. Here he is again, number 7. Vassell gets back to make a challenge. Petrov.
Well, it's a poor effort, but they kept the ball quite well, build up play, and quite frankly they'll snaffle this 2-2 scoreline with both hands. They're not too worried about pushing forward for the third. Can they get this memorable draw as far as they're concerned?
Well, it would be the most outstanding result in their international history. They only achieved independence 11 years ago from the former Yugoslavia. Here's Woodgate. Owen looking for the touch. Sedlowski's there again. Well, that's skillful play by Shumalakowski. And he's got a lot of space in which to run, the number 6. And in the end, he found Shaqiri, who's made far better use of the ball than that earlier in the match.
I was a bit worried I was going to eat my words saying they're not interested in getting the third. That was a good break again, and they had plenty of numbers forward, and the fitness level is still good. I thought they might begin to waver now, but at the moment, certainly there's still the incentive of being 2-2 at the moment is keeping them going.
That's Woodgate. Well, every time England have got themselves into a tight corner like this, Beckham's come along and rescued them, and here's Nicky Butt well forward in this attack. Troyanov, that's under Eriksson I'm referring to, the pattern of games. Pandev down the centre, Seaman out. Long ball by Beckham, looks for Darius Vassell on the far side, but even he can't reach that.
Just got to be patient, even the likes of the skipper David Beckham. Looking for the wondrous pass, going from one end to the other. It's still got plenty of time, patient build up, get the right movement and trying to get behind their defences and get some crosses, good quality crosses in across the face of the goal. They haven't done that this second half really.
Well, those scribes who have the difficult task of writing the newspaper report as the match goes along will be taking a view very shortly. It's one that they might have to change, of course, if England do their usual and come late, but still, we'll see. It's all very tense at the moment. Nicky Butt. Beckham. England ball. Neville. Beckham. Svenja and Eriksson still seated calmly on the far side. He hasn't got up, and neither for the moment is Steve McLaren. This is Beckham. Petreski. Campbell waiting for that to run. Mitreski, the number 8, Trevor's interesting player. He's got a dual passport nationality. He plays in Switzerland for Grasshoppers. I think he's a player who could do really well in our league anyway.
Well, he's got a fantastic fitness level. He goes up and down, he's strong, he runs with the ball, good on it, and certainly has been a key factor in the 2-2 scoreline at present.
And it remains 2-2 as it was at half-time with 15 minutes to go now. England have a free kick. And they've got to grab any advantage that's going just at the moment. Is Beckham going to go back and take that? No, I think he's going to leave it to Nicky Butt. Butt's saying, well, come on. So he plays it short to Beckham. Not quite sure where that got England, but still. Here's Woodgate. Neville. Well, I am sure it got them absolutely nowhere. Times like this, Trevor, when you wonder just how severely to criticise England and how much to praise Macedonia, because they had exceeded expectations here and they've made England look very ordinary at times. This is, well, very ordinary. Troyanov. Their touch is so good, the East Europeans. Shaqiri. Oh, Neville's given that back to Pandev. Oh, the deflection on that, but it's a harmless one from Shumalakowski.
Well, you mentioned how much credit. I think they've got good technique and skill, but you've got to say England defensively contributed to this scoreline, and an attacking point of view, they should have scored more than the 2 goals. But whatever happens, Macedonia have done themselves proud.
And England have got to do something to avoid unsavoury morning headlines, I would imagine. One remembers the Greece game and the Beckham free kick right at the end. There was a last-minute equaliser in a friendly against Cameroon by Fowler. There was a late winner in Slovakia on Saturday. Something of that order is required desperately now. Cole.
Yeah, we mentioned the option. I mean, they've used 2 substitutes, so they could use 1 more. But there's only Mills, Southgate, Hargreaves, Lampard. None of them really key attacking players that they're going to add that little bit extra, which is what is required at the moment. They're just going through a very ragged spell, I think, England.
Laurie McMenemy and his son there all know how much he achieved down here at Southampton as a manager in the 70s and 80s. And of course assistant manager of England at one time, Laurie, under Graham Taylor. So he knows all about the reaction to poor England performances, as indeed all the ex-managers do. It's a real goldfish bowl.
That was important covering by Gary Neville, because certainly the ball had just been turned across the pitch and it had gone behind Woodgate, and Shaqiri would have been in if Gary Neville hadn't tracked well back with him.
Yes, it's still an uncomfortable feeling when Macedonia get into the England half. Their coach must take some credit for the way he's prepared his team, but England have got a bit to do to avoid being called a shambles here. Campbell heads clear, and again Mitreski heads it back. Pandev, and England smuggle the ball out to Beckham. Owens on the far side. Smith is just close to Beckham on the near touchline.
I don't think the system of pulling Smith wide and Vassell wide has worked, because you've left Owen by himself too often.
Here's Smith now, 2 in the middle for him, and others arriving. And again, Sidlowski, number 4, another candidate for man of the match. Now Beckham. Smith. Easy for the keeper.
Well, that's Smith's crossing the ball, but you know, you've got Vassell and Owen, who are the smallest people on the pitch, to try and get on the end of it, and I think Smith is leading in the middle.
Only 10 minutes as well. Campbell. Nicky Butt plays it forward. Petrov, number 3. Just at this moment, Portugal 2004 seems a long way off. Here's Campbell. Smith's now moving to the centre. Well, oh, he will get the free kick, yes. That's pop-off again. Well, this is too far out. Well, it's not, because, of course, on Saturday, one of these went in. Beckham takes it. Here comes Gary Neville with the header.
Great pass by Beckham. Gary Neville just trying to divert it across the face of the goal, but too near the goalkeeper.
Now, free kick to Macedonia. Woodgate on Shaqiri. Now then, what can they pull out the hat this time to improve that expression? Shaqiri is going to take the free kick. Oh, well, you can see that they're intent on frightening David Seaman at every opportunity.
Well, that was a bit of an insult, wasn't it, to have a shot from there.
Well, here's Scholes. Vassell. In it goes from Neville. Owen's there. So is Smith. Owen goes down. Yes, free kick. Is this a carbon copy of what happened against Greece when Sheringham went down?
It's the wrong side, John. That's the only slight. You prefer it to be the other side with the right footer. There's no question, though, he can go either side of the goal, and it's certainly in a dangerous position.
Well, Beckham has done it before, many times. Troyanov is yet to retreat. Neither has the wall, for that matter. Referees attending to that first. Well, the crowd are starting a clap. It's almost in the same time that it's going to take Beckham to run up. Goalkeeper's about 3 yards off his line at the moment. He's gone back now to his left-hand post, back in the middle of the goal. And Beckham! Oh, I suppose we expect too much now, really.
Well, the goalkeeper's ended up in the side that he should be. The wall was covering the left-hand part of the goal. He went to the side. Beckham went to that, hoping that he was anticipating him going over the wall, but he wasn't, and he took it comfortably.
Victory for Wales. What a result for Mark Hughes. Wales 2, Italy 1 in Cardiff. Welsh football really reignited at the moment. And if you were on that result at 11-4, good luck to you. Here's Neville.
For you to know the odds suggests that you might have been yourself.
Shush. Beckham for England. Oh, it's Alan Smith in here on a touch from Scholes. Goalkeeper just beat him to it.
Well, it was a terrific ball game by Beckham. Paul Scholes, for once, just his touch let him down. That was a pretty straightforward pass. Should have been into the stride of Alan Smith. He just over-knocked it and it went through to the goalkeeper.
Shaqiri. Oh, look at that for the shot! Oh. Well, heart in the mouth time, really.
Have you ever seen a side shoot from so much distance, John? They are really, at every opportunity, hitting that goal, isn't it? It's almost embarrassing.
Well, do you relate it entirely to the Seaman error early on? I mean, I do, really, yeah. This is forward by Cole. This is Smith. Owen. Now Neville. Vassell, the player in the centre. Darius Vassell shoots wide.
Well, it was good play. That was one of the better moves in the second half. Michael Owen spreading it to Gary Neville. Just knocked it into that dangerous area. Give a bit of credit to Milashevsky there. He does come out and he does enough just to put Vassell off, and he just knocks it early and it goes beyond the near post rather than inside it.
Well, the crowd at Southampton have been patient. They've continued to encourage the England team, and they deserve something to happen in the last 5 minutes, these supporters. But can the players produce it? This is Vassell. Neville. Beckham. Vassell again. In it goes from Neville. Out it comes again as the Macedonian defence retreats and once more shows rugged resilience. Here's Campbell for England. Popoff intercepts this time. And England, if they do overcommit, might just leave themselves a little bit open behind. Here's Scholes. But then again, they've got to take a risk or two now. Forward by Campbell. Smith. All too much of the attacking play has been predictable. And Shaqiri with that magical left foot of his. Plays it inside to Pandev. Back again. Macedonia quite assured enough to be going forward in the 87th minute. And Vassell having to come all the way back to the edge of his own penalty area. That tells you something about the mess that England have got themselves into. And they've only got 4 minutes plus perhaps generous stoppage time to get out of it. Popoff. Beckham. And Scholes has played it back to Campbell. Cole takes on Grozdanovsky. Macedonia have another player down. It's pop-up again. Well, these spoiling tactics, if you want to call them that, have not pleased the crowd, but then again, the medical people trying to get on. I think the referee this time is trying to say, is this necessary? And he's signalling to say, get him off on the stretcher if he needs treatment. Well, now then, Sven, Göran Eriksson, what do we do about this? It is a head shaker, isn't it? And look at the watch, 3 minutes and stoppage time. This is a real strain now. Just when you felt, Trevor, that he turned things round after an anxious few days in Slovakia, we're going headlong in the other direction here.
Well, having got out of a poor first half performance, a result with a better one in the second half against Slovakia, most people anticipate certainly the 3 point, but it's been a bit of a struggle in the second half, poor defending in the first, and you know, certainly it's going to put Turkey in a very strong position early on in this particular group.
David Beckham checked there on the touchline. It's going to be a free kick. And desperation here for England. Campbell forward, Woodgate forward, even Gary Neville forward. Beckham curls it in. Oh, Shaqiri heads clear. Ashley Cole. And Gozanowski there, looking for number 7, Trianov. The 89th minute at St Mary's. England 2, Macedonia 2. Michael Owen, Vassell just inside him. Darius Vassell. Smith's coming in far side. Oh, the goalkeeper saved it. Oh, if it had got anywhere else, it was 3-2.
I can't believe that they did everything right, and Alan Smith getting across his man. Vassell goes there, knocks in a terrific cross just behind him. He hooks it brilliantly, and as you say, just went straight into the chest of the goalkeeper. He couldn't even get out of the way of it. It was a good save.
Is that the moment when Sven-Göran Eriksson ceased to be a lucky manager? Smith. The next 3 or 4 minutes will tell us. Where's Beckham? Oh, he's in the centre-forward position. Can he do it again for England when all seems lost? Well, not lost, but 2 points are at the moment. Shaqiri. And he's really making every challenge Beckham himself better. In fact, he's conceded a free kick.
Got that yellow card, remember, for jumping at the throw-in, so you've got to be careful he doesn't pick up a second silly one.
Yeah, I just thought that, but Neville has headed the ball clear here to Petrov for Macedonia. The 90 minutes is up at Southampton. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Is there a reprieve for England and for Eriksson? Well played, Scholes. Now, can England deliver this time? Smith, Cole, but no, it's pop-up again. Edge of the seat stuff again. It was 2-1 to Greece when Beckham scored his equaliser. It's now 2-2 with Macedonia. Neville. Over Smith's head. There has been some pretty sloppy passing, I have to say.
That's not the sort of delivery that you want. He wasn't under pressure, and to knock it too long, and a lot of players up there, and not surprising, there's a bit of whistling, but I've got to say, Popov, the number 2, is not going to take this throwing quickly for the benefit of England.
Well, we shan't have the final whistle till that figure gets to 95. Owen with Sidlowski at his back. Well, who would have thought this was on the cards? England got the handcuffs off just in time in Slovakia, but they look as if they're going to be in the jail here unless somebody can cry freedom in the last 3 or 4 minutes. There goes Smith.
Oh, he's going to get a second yellow card.
Oh, dear me. Beckham's pleading with the referee not to do this. Beckham is pleading with the referee. The assistant referee there is just pushing Smith away, and Alan Smith is sent off in his first competitive start for England, and his checkered disciplinary record takes another hammering. The crowd are applauding him, but in international football, it wants you on a yellow. As you just said a few minutes ago, you've got to be careful, and he hasn't been.
Well, it's out of play already. It's going nowhere. You know, Vazovsky is trying to run it out, and he slid in, he got the player. All right, I don't think probably that it was a yellow card, because he rolled over to make the most of it, but, you know, they've lost their striker in here, England. Well, it's looking grim.
It's a shambles at the moment, isn't it? Alan Smith sent off, England down to 10 men. But here's Gary Neville with the throw. Woodgate charging forward. There's 2 balls in play at the moment, or an extra one is on the field. Campbell comes forward as well. Oh, the referee's not happy now. Oh, there's going to be another Macedonian substitution to waste a bit of time. Number 16, Stoyanovski, a defender who played most of the earlier matches from the start, is going to come on in place of Troyanov.
Well, Troyanov's played very well. He's not going to get off the pitch too quickly. There's their fans celebrating, and you can't certainly criticise Macedonia for these delaying tactics in the last couple of minutes. Can they defend this last long throw?
Sol Campbell is just about a couple of yards outside the 6-yard box. 2 Macedonians go for the same ball, but they win it. And it's another throw for England from Gary Neville. Woodgate is the player nearest to it. Up goes Campbell again. Vassell is there. This is Beckham through the crowd and wide. Well, this is the 95th and last minute, and England have not cracked Macedonia. And that expression says rather a lot, I feel, because this time there appears to be no get-out ball for Sven-Göran Eriksson, unless David Beckham can conjure something in what might be the last attack of the game. Who knows? It's forward by Nicky Butt. Perhaps they can. Michael Owen's there. So was Popov. Woodgate to Neville. There's still time. Scholes. And he's looking for Beckham. Good header by Petrov. Neville puts it back in. Vassell, oh, he only had to get hold of that.
It was a chance. Goodness me, that was a chance.
But Macedonia now have a break. We're in the 96th minute. And Stoyanovski on the ball with Shaqiri to his right. There's danger here for England. Shaqiri. Well, Beckham. And the referee has blown the final whistle, and Macedonia throw their arms in the air, having obtained a result here that nobody thought likely, some would have thought not possible. Look at the celebrations with their little colony of supporters. Well, what does this mean now for David Seaman? What does it mean for England? Beckham sportingly applauds the fans, but I'm afraid there's going to be some heavy stuff coming England's way now in the morning, maybe at the end of this programme as well, because the score at half-time remained the same through a second half, really, in which there wasn't very much pattern to the England play, Trevor.
No, it was ragged. They never looked as dangerous going forward. I thought Wayne Bridge was a bit unlucky to be taken off. Never quite got the width then. They did have chances, but you got to say they were punished for 2 dreadful errors at the back. Credit to Macedonia, but it's certainly 2 points totally squandered by England.
A result that will shake the international football world, I would say. It wasn't on the cards. Macedonia taking an applause in the centre circle. The crowd rather ungenerous to them. But England reduced to 10 men when Smith was sent off right at the end. Won't want to remember this night, but I'm sure they're going to be reminded of it in the 4 months before they play again.